Hi everybody, here's a short recording explainer on how amortizing loans work. So let's get to it. What are amortizing loans? They're basically loans where you make principal payments gradually. So the loan balance goes down over the term of the loan. And the payments, in most amortizing loans, they're usually fixed payments. They're normally used for consumer loans. So an example of a consumer loan is a mortgage. Also, car loans and student loans are other examples of loans that are usually amortizing and are directed at consumers. So in this example, we're going to build a 30-year and a 15-year amortization schedule. So let me zoom this in a bit. So what's the purchase? Here's the problem. We're building a house or buying a house for $300,000. We're going to make a 20% down payment. And then the rest of the money is going to be financed either by a 15-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage. And the longer term mortgage usually has a higher interest rate because in general, the longer that you are borrowing money for, the more risky it is to the person that's lending money to you. So compensation for that risk, they're usually going to charge you a higher interest rate most of the time. So the purchase price is $300,000. The down payment is 20% of $300,000, and the mortgage is the leftover amount. So the mortgage is $240,000, and this is the same for the 15-year. The monthly interest rate on the 30-year is 5%. So we do 5% divided by 12. And then the number of months is going to be, the 30-year mortgage is for 30 years, 12 months per year. So the total number of months is 360. The monthly payment we can calculate using the PMT function. So PMT, here's our rate, number of periods. Present value is going to be negative of the mortgage amount. The future value is going to be 0. So we're paying off the loan in full in 360 months. And then we get this 128837. So the monthly interest rate on the 15-year is going to be 4% divided by 12. So slightly lower rate. And the number of months, instead of 30 years, it's only 15 years. So it's 15 times 12, 180 months. Use the same exact function. So you'll see that on the 15-year mortgage, the monthly payment is actually higher, even though the interest rate is lower. The interest rate here was 4%, but here it's 5%. The reason the monthly payment is higher is because we only have 15 years to pay off all of this principal instead of 30 years. So we're paying down the principal much more aggressively with a 15-year mortgage. And that results in our monthly payments being a lot higher. So let's build out the actual amortization schedule. So for a 30-year mortgage, we are going to have 360 periods, 360 months that this thing goes. The balance in period 0 is, well, the balance at the beginning of period 1 is 240. The interest payment, we use the IPMT function. So the rate is this. Number of periods is this. Or no, the second term is the current period. So we lock that into C. Third thing is the number of periods. The present value is this, but negative. and then the future value is 0. And so we can see that for the first month, the interest payment is going to be this amount times 5% divided by 12. And then the principal payment is just going to be, well, we do the PPMT. And this one, we need to hard lock this. Change this to PPMT. And you'll see that the interest payment plus the principal payment is $1288.37. $1288.37, which is the same as the monthly payment. So basically what the IPMT and PPMT formulas do is they take this number and they break it down into the principal and the interest. To calculate the remaining balance, we just take the balance and then we subtract the principal payment. And you see we paid down $288 of the principal. And the beginning balance in period 2 is just the remaining balance at the end of period 1. And then the rest of these things we can just copy down. And you'll see at the very, very last period, month 360, the entire mortgage is paid off. So let me actually lock this. So now we can see the remaining mortgage balance is starting to run down. And we can also see that as we get further and further into the life of the loan, the interest payments continue to decline and the principal payments continue to go up. But the monthly payment every month is going to be $1288.37 every month. And so that's how you build an amortization schedule in Excel. And we can do the same thing here for 15. We have 180 total periods. We can basically use all of the same formulas, except this is going to go over to this. 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 And we change this to PPMT. And then this is going to give us this is here. And you can see we've got the same pattern going on here. The interest payment plus the principal payment is 1775.25. And doesn't matter what period we look at, it's 1775.25. And we see the remaining balance on the loan keeps going down. And every month, our interest payments go down, but our principal payments go up. Until in period 180, the remaining balance is 0 and the loan's entirely paid off. And if you want to refinance the loan, at the end of every month, you just look at this remaining balance. So for example, in month 25, if we had the 15-year loan, and in month 25, we wanted to pay off the loan entirely, it would cost us $214,608.09. So we could, if interest rates fell, for example, this loan was at 4%. If interest rates fell to 3%, we might want to refinance this loan and get a new mortgage. Refinancing just means we pay off the existing mortgage using a new loan from a new bank. and that new loan is struck at 3%. And that's something that you're allowed to do in consumer loans. So let me stop there and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.